We're going to talk about a story that sounds like it's straight out of a spy movie. It's about a decorated American fighter pilot who's now accused of the ultimate betrayal, training the enemy. Let's dive right in. So, picture this. For 24 years, this guy was the real deal, a true patriot. He didn't just fly planes, he commanded nuclear units, flew combat missions. He was trusted with some of America's biggest military secrets. And even after he retired, his skills were so legendary that he was brought back to teach the next generation of pilots how to fly the F-35, the crown jewel of American air power. He was a mentor, a total hero. And then, suddenly he wasn't. And according to the FBI, that trust was completely shattered. This quote here really gets to the heart of it. It's not just some random soundbite. It's about the very real possibility that our military tactics, the stuff that keeps our pilots safe and gives us an edge, could be exposed. The stakes? Well, they're absolutely huge. So let's really break this down. On one side, you've got this decorated American hero, and on the other, the military of a nation that's a major competitor and, let's be honest, a potential adversary. Okay, so legally, this whole thing really boils down to one specific law, the Arms Export Control Act. It's pretty simple, actually. You just can't share our military secrets, our tech, our training with other countries unless the government says it's okay. It's how we protect our technological advantage. And that is exactly what they're saying 65-year-old retired Major Gerald Eddie Brown Jr. did. He's been charged with going over to the PRC to train pilots for their Air Force, the PLAF. And think about it. These are the exact pilots our own people might have to face one day. To really get how serious this is, you gotta understand who this man was before all this happened. So let's trace his story, from celebrated war hero to a guy facing serious federal charges. All right, check out this timeline. For decades, this guy was a picture-perfect airman. We're talking flying legendary jets like the F-15 and F-16, even commanding nuclear units. Then, he becomes a defense contractor, teaching the ropes on our most advanced fighter. But then, according to the indictment, something just changed. He allegedly spends more than 2 years in China sharing what he knows with our rivals. And then he gets arrested right back here in the States. Okay, this right here is fascinating. This quote gives us a little peek into what might have been his motive. The indictment suggests it maybe wasn't just about the money. This message, it sounds like he missed the thrill of it all, the chance to be an instructor, to get back in that world, even if it meant doing it for a foreign power. So what was he actually doing over there in China? Let's get into the specifics of what the indictment says. So the U.S. Attorney's Office says he hit the ground running. Day one, a 3-hour Q&A session all about the U.S. Air Force. Day two, he's giving a formal presentation about himself to the PLAF. And after that, the allegations are he was all in, just training their pilots. Now, to really understand why this is such a big deal, you have to appreciate what the F-35 is. It's not just another plane. It is literally the future of air combat for the U.S. and our allies. So if its secrets get out, it's not just our pilots who are in danger. We're talking about 19 other countries in this program. A leak threatens that entire security alliance. Okay, so what kind of secrets are we talking about here? Let's really look at the potential damage this could do to national security. Well, experts are saying the damage could be anywhere from kind of minor to absolutely catastrophic. So best case scenario, maybe he was just teaching basic stuff, takeoffs and landings. But worst case, he could have been giving away the crown jewels. We're talking F-35 stealth tactics, nuclear weapons delivery plans, and even the gut instincts that make our pilots the best on the planet. And this quote from a former Intel director really nails it. It's not just about what's written down in a manual. It's about the instincts that are drilled into a pilot over thousands of hours. That split-second decision in a dogfight, the go-to move when things get hairy, you can't learn that from a book. And to an adversary, that kind of insight is absolutely priceless. And then there's this, which is maybe the most chilling part. A military analyst pointed out that given Brown's background with nuclear delivery units, he might have been sharing secrets about our ultimate weapon, our ultimate deterrent. It doesn't get more serious than that. But here's the thing. This story isn't just about Gerald Brown. It turns out his case is just one piece of a much bigger and, frankly, more disturbing puzzle. Right in the middle of this whole web is a guy named Steven Su Bin.
He's a Chinese hacker who already pleaded guilty to stealing top-secret data on our best fighter jets. And he's the common link, right? He connects the dots between the first pilot accused in a similar scheme, a former Marine named Daniel Duggan, and the guy we're talking about now, Gerald Brown.
When you put these two cases side by side, the parallels are just striking. You've got two former American military pilots, both accused of training the Chinese military, and both somehow connected back to the same convicted hacker. It's a pattern, and it's a really alarming one.
Now, we have to be fair here. For his part, Daniel Duggan denies all the charges. He says the U.S. government knew what he was up to, that he was only training civilian pilots, and that he had no idea the guy who hired him was a hacker. He's actually still fighting extradition to the U.S. to face trial.
What these cases really reveal is a new kind of battlefield, one where the most powerful weapon isn't some missile, but the knowledge locked away inside a pilot's mind. And it leaves us with this really chilling question. When the battlefield is knowledge, who is the next insider threat?